This week, senior continuing care retirement community residents are being priced out of their home, and here's why aging in place is often the safer choice. We'll dive into all the details right after this short message.
Building relationships is the way Mutual of Omaha has grown into one of the leading financial services companies in the world. Our reverse mortgage wholesale division is proud to carry on this 100-plus year tradition. To your borrowers, a reverse mortgage is more than a transaction. It's a promise of a better, more stress-free life. Our goal is to provide you, our valued client, with the best service and support possible so you can focus on helping your borrowers achieve the retirement of their dreams.
Good day, welcome, and thank you for joining us. Imagine for a moment that you're retired and you're trying to find a new home, navigate big healthcare decisions, and you're juggling a complex financial transaction all at once. Well, that is the reality for many seniors who are moving into what are called continuing care retirement communities, or CCRCs. Now, these facilities often seem like the perfect solution. You pay a big upfront entry fee, and then you have monthly maintenance fees that will cover your ongoing living and care expenses. And in return, you get a home, plus access to a range of amenities and care, everything from independent living to assisted living and even memory care, all in one place. And it's not just a home. It's usually meant to be the last home you'll ever need. Now, if you leave, the contract typically says that you're going to get a percentage back of that upfront entry fee. That's how it's supposed to work, but sometimes it doesn't. But before we continue, I want to thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to these videos. It really helps our YouTube channel. Also, please consider subscribing to HeckhamWorld.com. That's where you're going to find all the latest reverse mortgage news commentary and analysis. NBC News recently shared the story of Richard and Martha Bray. Back in 2013, they moved into River Glen of St. Charles. That's a senior living community just west of Chicago. They paid a $314,000 entry fee for a townhouse plus monthly maintenance. Now, their contract promised that they would get back 85% of that fee based on the home's appreciated value at that time if they left. Everything seemed fine until the summer of 2023. That's when Martha, now a widow, found out that River Glen had been sold to a private equity firm. And with the new ownership came new rules. Her monthly maintenance fee, it jumped from $1,395 to a staggering $6,500 a month, a 365% increase. And the kicker, if she didn't accept the new terms, she's only going to get 75% of her original entry fee instead of the promised to 85%. And that's an estimated loss of $100,000. One resident put it this way.
What they did was not illegal, but it was most definitely immoral, unethical, and cruel.
Harsh words, but they come from a place of deep frustration. Now, Martha and other residents' experiences highlight a troubling trend. More institutional investors are buying up senior living facilities. And that's a change where the risk is that the focus would be shifted to profits, often at the expense of the residents. NBC found in 2024 that 78% of institutional investors plan to increase their holdings of senior living communities. And right now, there's no federal oversight of these communities. It's all left to individual states. And some, such as Illinois, have no rules stopping new owners from changing the terms of the old contract. And that lack of regulation means retirees looking for peace of mind might instead find themselves dealing with rising fees, reduced funds, and a whole lot of uncertainty. So what's the alternative? More seniors are now considering to age in place, that is staying put in their own homes. Now, it offers independence, familiarity, but it can also be more affordable. But of course, that comes with challenges as well, things like home modifications, future healthcare needs, and upkeep. In many situations, a reverse mortgage has been found to be a useful tool to fund aging in place needs. Yet for some, staying put may be the safer bet, especially in an environment where these continuing care retirement community contracts can change at a moment's notice and financial security can feel anything but secure. Now, while the upfront costs of a reverse mortgage can be significant, they do pale in comparison to the financial insecurity that continuing care retirement communities pose today. The bottom line is seniors and their families should always be seeking the assistance of an attorney to look very closely at that fine print before they make any decision, which could be the most important housing decision of their life. Now, leave your comments below if you're familiar with these communities or if you've heard stories where their maintenance fees are being just jacked up by several 100%. This to me seems unconscionable. There has to be some intervention when it comes to regulation, but let me know what you found out in the market in the comment section below. And also, if you'd be so kind as to share this week's video on your LinkedIn profile. We want to thank each and every one of you that do that every week. And we do have a YouTube channel, as I mentioned earlier, so be sure to hit subscribe and the like button if you found value in today's episode. And lastly, each and every week, we curate the most relevant and perhaps unique reverse mortgage news for you, the mortgage professional. And that is our weekly podcast, HECM World Weekly. We have both an audio and a video edition, so you have your choice there, but listeners can listen and subscribe on Apple Music and Spotify. Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to return next week for more reverse mortgage news, commentary, and analysis you'll only find right here at HECM World. Have a great day.